Everyone, I'm Zach Dresch.
I'm Ryan Howe.
You're watching and listening to The
Dresch
Show.
We did it!
Yeah, The Dresch Show. Did it. Yeah, did it.
We did it.
A show where we answer questions about theater, music, performance art, comedy, all that good stuff. Luge. If I have luge artists on the show, we
Luge artists?
Luge artists. All right.
I don't know. I do.
It's an
I do
art.
curl.
Yep. There you go. That's
It's a
an
winter
art.
sport.
Yeah.
Olympic sport. I don't luge.
We really should get a luge.
You're not a loser?
Oh. Right. So before we get started with the bucket of questions and topics, I would like to introduce the round table or round circle of couch.
Yeah, take it away.
Sorry. Videographer, photographer, improvisationalist, and the basement dwellers, Seth, Benson extraordinaire. How are you, good sir?
Doing great, doing fantastic. Great to be here.
Great to be here. We're good. Yeah. Alright. DAPA coordinator, executive director, Monstrous Little Theater, actress, lots of other stuff extraordinaire, Debbi Jones. How are
Stuff
you?
and things.
I'm great. Thank you so much, Zach.
Absolutely. Actress, choreographer, counselor, aunt, extraordinaire, Rebekah Merriman. How are you, Rebekah?
I'm doing great.
Great. So how this show and game works is Ryan and I will
It's a game now.
Well, I guess it's a loose game.
How do you win?
You don't win. You just
Yeah.
friendship.
You survive.
Friendship is the end game.
Friendship for the win.
That's the end. It's a moral win. So how this show works is Ryan and I will pull a topic from this bucket, and we can decide if that passes or fails the Dresch code. Pass means yes, I will talk about it. Fail means no, I will not. I would not like to talk about that. And the majority of the vote wins. The majority vote wins. So
Okay.
all these topics are about theater, movies, and everyday questions. So should we get started?
We should.
All right, Ryan, do the honors.
Dumbest superhero ever. Pass or fail? I'm gonna pass it because I have something in mind.
Pass.
I'll talk about it.
Pass.
Have you ever heard of Danny the Street?
No.
I think his name is Danny, but I think it's Danny the Street. But it's a sentient piece of road in a town. I don't really remember the backstory, but it's there's a whole comic series about this sentient piece of asphalt in a town. Danny the Street, and he helps stop crimes in the town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is.
Amazing that hasn't made its way into the Avengers movies yet.
Yeah.
That's a
Marvel classic.
yeah, untapped there.
So are these actual like the worst superheroes, or like if I was creating it, what would be the worst superhero?
You could both. We could do both.
You could do that.
You like one that say which one that already exists that's dumb, and create one that's dumb too.
It's like the game World's Worst.
Yeah.
World's Worst superheroes.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good one. Yeah.
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 Just making an improv show today.
Okay. Facebook. We need a topic. We need a peg.
Yeah.
World's Worst superhero. She puts glitter on everything. It's more like a super.
That's a super villain.
That is
Yeah.
a super
Oh my
villain.
God.
On you.
Even worst.
Aquaman was pretty lame, in my opinion. I'm just gonna say it.
Okay.
You clearly are referencing like pre-Jason Momoa Aquaman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, I get it.
Because he's
Yeah. Yeah.
he just looks like a superhero with just his normal.
If you could somehow
Sure, he's-
combine Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy and make one superhero,
Yeah.
that might be the dumbest but the most lovable superhero.
Yes.
Yes.
Most lovable.
Mermaid Boy.
I love Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Mermaid Boy.
Mermaid Barnacle Man Boy. That's
Zach, you found your Halloween costume.
Yay.
I'll just walk around going evil.
Good.
Yes. Any other ones you could think of?
Oh, damn. I wish I'd prepared. I could have come up with something
There was that movie Sky High from like 12 years ago that I always was told to watch about superheroes in high school or something like that.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
That's not that good. It's not that bad.
It's got Dave and Kevin from Kids in the Hall, so I'm just
Right.
like, I gotta watch it.
Then I Farva from Super Troopers is in it.
Oh,
too.
is it?
Yeah.
I love the TV show Psych, and they did a superhero episode, and Dule Hill played Tap Man because he could tap dance, and I'm like, if I was ever going to be a superhero, I probably would be Tap Girl because I could tap dance, and he would like throw like sand to blind people because you tap dance on sand, so he had a pouch of sand and he would throw it at people and then tap dance and run away. That would be me. Jazz hands.
That's so good.
It's not very effective superhero, but style points. I think.
It reminds me. Napoleon Dynamite had a short-lived animated series.
Oh, God.
And Kip
Yes.
was a magician in one episode, and he goes to a saloon with all these angry cowboys and throws glitter on them and goes, "I'm here to dazzle you." And he runs straight out.
Yes.
They're chasing him with the beer bottles just like through.
And there's your villain, the glitter villain, right
There
there,
we
Kip.
have it. Full circle.
Just Kip and...
Yes.
That's my Halloween costume, Kip. That should be...
Yes.
That's good.
And then just always kind of... Yes. Or dresses his gangster self later in the film. Just, peace out, Napoleon. Any other ones we can think of? Or shall we move on? Move on to the next
Yeah,
one.
okay,
Okay.
moving
on.
All right.
I forgot
Moving
about
on
it. I
down.
was thinking like pass, not pass.
Yeah, well, pass is good, fail is
Pass
bad.
is good, not.
Yeah.
Pass, fail.
Yeah.
It's
We have-
mean,
we have-
it's-
we've had this
pass-fail,
debate on at
like a
least
class.
Like class.
9 episodes. Worst actor or actress that people love.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'll talk about that.
Yes, pass. Kristen Stewart.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
She drives me
Not-
insane.
can't do anything.
And people love her.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Kristen Stewart.
Your mouth is always.
Her mouth is always open. It's like this is how she acts.
She was better in bad lip reading, and she
don't
wasn't
know.
even in that technically vocally. Like, that was like,
Uh-huh.
you slapped a fish.
Mine,
Watch it.
Oh man, mine would be the girl who plays Ginny on Harry Potter.
Oh.
She's a wet paper towel. Oh my god. Jeez, have some spark. Have some life.
Which character is that?
Ginny.
But
Yeah.
people-
Which
people love
character is
her?
that exactly? In the books, she's supposed to be lovable. She's like this fiery,
Right.
crazy, awesome
The actress was, yeah. was a little
actress who
let down.
played her. Paper towel. Wet paper towel.
Voice wise, what about like Fran Drescher? Like
Do people love her, though? Is that kind of... Well, I guess
There's
The Nanny was successful. It was, it was
Right.
a 6-season long show. I don't
Yep.
know how I know why it's that long. But, like,
Way to go.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
my name
she
is
was
in her
totally
name,
like
so I'm like, I guess I'm biased.
slag.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, it's good. For a while, it was called Zach Drescher. And, I was offended. I would have to say, this one is a little random, but Candace Bergen, I'm just not a fan.
Oh, wow.
Just didn't really...
Take that, Murphy Brown. It's coming back this fall.
I know.
Wait, was it specifically actress or?
Actor or actress, you can go either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ryan Gosling. I do not understand the appeal for Ryan Gosling. I just
Yeah, I could see that.
right.
I just don't.
I did remember watching Drive and thinking, as awesome as the rest of this movie is, he was the weak link in the film. Because he didn't do much. I guess that was the point. But, like, I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Colin Farrell, and not because of his acting, but because of the like innate curse that he carries with him. That he is in nothing but movies that on paper I'm like, that sounds like a fucking fantastic movie, and it's like, oh, Colin Farrell, fuck.
Phone booth?
Because oh, I guess I haven't seen Phone Booth, but
Well, on paper it sounds great. Guy
Yeah.
gets stuck held at gunpoint in a phone booth, and he's stuck in that phone booth for the whole film.
The whole movie.
The whole
Yeah.
movie, yeah.
But like, the New World, that should have been like a great movie. Fucking how do you make Alexander the Great fucking boring? How? Literally the conquest of the goddamn world in an era where people don't travel
It
further
was-
than like 6 miles from where they live or they're fucking lost forever. And a guy conquers the entire planet, and you made the story fucking boring. Sorry. Okay.
And
That's the
most heated I've ever seen you get on topic.
Wow, yeah.
I think ever, like, even, like, episodes talking about, like, war crimes and shit. I think that's the most animated I've ever been angry.
Yeah.
But seriously, I'm thinking about it's like the fucking remake of Total Recall, New World, Alexander. Oh, there's more. There's more.
He was on an episode of Scrubs that was fantastic.
Yes, he was.
An Irish brother or an Irish brother? Turk, top of the mizzle, too many missiles.
The other one I'll say, and this is gonna make a lot of people upset, Will Smith. I can't
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, yeah.
No, I can't stand Will Smith as an actor because it's only ever Will Smith.
No.
Like,
Well, yeah, but that's what's great about it.
A lot of people that saw Suicide Squad would disagree. like Will Smith just adapted the character to himself, and everyone was really upset about that kind of thing.
That was the thing of that movie they were upset about?
For me, it was Jared Leto. Oh, does Jared Leto count?
Yeah.
yes.
I hate Jared Leto.
Oh, wow.
Can't do it.
Burn.
Overdone.
Okay.
Like, and his band sucks. too.
Yeah.
Well, a couple songs are alright, but...
Okay.
Here on the Dresch Code, we're full of positivity.
Yeah. Hashtag Jared Leto sucks.
I would point out, it's like, our topics so far have been worst superheroes and worst actors.
Let's draw the best question of something.
You gotta get some positivity.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
get positive. Oh, yeah.
Openness.
Future. My bad.
If you had to, who would you kill?
Worst movie of all time. Worst movie of all time.
What makes a good artist for you?
Oh.
What makes
Pass?
a good artist for you?
Pass.
Pass.
Yeah.
Pass.
That's it, yeah.
Relatability. That sounds like
Yep.
obvious, but it's true. If they perceived in any way as like relatable and not stuck up, and their talent is great, that's pretty much a nice stack of ingredients that make a good artist for me.
Yeah. For me, I think it's specificity.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to approach things in depth, and that's my problem with, I guess, a lot of modern music, is that it just does not. It's just vague. It's vague. There's no real depth to it at all. And so I mean, that's the stuff that I love about like John Bellion. I mean, his lyricism is fantastic because he takes the time to explain in depth how he feels about certain things or how he views the world.
Yeah. Yeah. If you could convey emotion successfully, that it doesn't come across as contrived or false, then
Kristen Stewart.
there you go.
That's funny. I was gonna say honesty, which I think would go
Yeah.
along with that. Like that they are. Yeah. There's just a very realness and openness and honesty to whatever it is that they're creating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's authentic and then relatable. Kind of going back to that of like you can connect with that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when there isn't that they're honest about who they are and what they're wanting to create, you see that. And it's like, I don't believe you.
Right.
Especially I think with acting. Anytime you watch movies where you're like you've lost me because I really don't believe what you're saying. It's like, well, I can fast forward through this now or I'm done. Like,
That's why for me, like with movies and stuff, I can't watch a movie that's too out there. Like I can only watch movies that are about real life kind of interaction.
Right. Like
so-
the Mighty Boosh.
Right. Totally. Turnips will not be served for lunch today. No. I guess it's if it's a movie that's made just for the pure spectacle of it, I don't care. Like a lot of movies, like blockbuster summer films, I
Yes.
could not care about. I
Yep.
just can't do it.
Summer's the worst season for movies.
Yeah. Like,
I would agree with everything that's been said. I would also add, if it's a great artist, there's someone who's reliable.
no.
I think reliability is something that often gets lost in the artistic world. But it's, I think, a quality that makes a great artist. And,
For sure.
Yeah.
I think Christopher Plummer's a great example of that. Just thinking with the recent controversy with Kevin Spacey and how they had to reshoot massive chunks of, was it All the Money in the World? Was it,
Oh,
was
yeah.
that-
Yeah.
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 Where they're like, hey, Christopher Plummer needs to come in and do this movie in like 2 weeks. And he did it. And then was up for a supporting. I mean, it's just that sort of thing where you have somebody who's a at the top of their craft and can come in and do this a high level of work in short notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some interview I watched of a musician, he said, like, there was one year where The Dark Knight came out, and the same summer Rachel Getting Married came out, and I chose Rachel Getting Married as the greatest film of that year, and everyone's like, wow, how could you say that when The Dark Knight came out? I'm like, I relate to it better. Like, Dark Knight, as great as everyone did, it's more, I could resonate with Rachel Getting Married far more than I could Dark Knight, unless you're like the Joker, then, like,
Yeah.
In which case, I don't want to talk to you.
Surprisingly.
yeah, like,
You know.
I respect your opinion. Get the fuck out.
yeah.
And also, in The Dark Knight, Rachel did not get married.
Right.
Oh.
Too soon. Too soon.
Yes.
Something else happened there. Yeah. Any other thoughts on that
I
one?
should leave.
A range on an artist, like
Ooh.
to see if they can like perform acts, and then also go on and do whatever they want to, like whatever project they have, they can make it gold. Like
Yeah.
that's always a great thing to see from an artist.
If the passion's there, that's what I resonate with. And
That they continue to push themselves.
Yes.
They continue to explore and learn and create, and not just like I'm good at this one thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like if you stick to one thing, it gets so dull. It's just like you can only get so wrapped up in this one thing, and then
Yeah. One trick pony. That's it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
that's why I like gimmick things, like gimmick comedians, that kind of thing. I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
I get you make money doing this, but like, come on, like do something else, branch out, like, or gimmick actors, I should say, that do the same role.
Seth Rogen.
Catherine Hegel.
Yeah. Full circle. I was actually going to say Katherine Heigl earlier too. I was seriously
Heigl.
tempted. Heigl? Hegel?
Hegel? I don't know.
Heigl.
Heigl.
Oh.
Heigl.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, shoot. Next one. I think. Next
Yeah.
one. All right.
Okay.
That's how every question is. Most noteworthy experience flubbing on stage during a play or musical. What is your most noteworthy experience flubbing on stage during a play or musical? Should we pass or fail this one?
Ooh.
I think we can.
I'll talk about it.
I can-
I have.
I can
Okay,
pass.
okay.
I can
This
pass.
would be entertaining.
I know. I'm trying to think. Gosh.
I have one I can think of off the top of my head. When I was in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, we had a scene where Carolina walks in on me, upset with me, and I'm knitting out of anxiety. And there was a problem. The knitting was not on the desk. And we were live with an audience. And so I basically just had to look anxious somehow. I'm just like sitting there like just like Kramer. And so we improvised a couple lines of dialogue to justify why I didn't have the knitting on the desk. And so, and then we just jumped right back into the script. But it was just, jeez. Like,
Oh man, yeah.
I don't know if, like, the prop master was upset that day or something, and so something happened, and then just the knit, or maybe there was just like a running cue thing that were cue to cue, we were like, oh crap, what happened? And so the knitting was just not on my desk or anywhere near my desk, and so I was on stage just like,
Oh, funny.
and I think before the lights went up, they're just like, think of something! I'm like, okay. Like, that was pretty, I remember that.
Oh gosh. That was a fun show.
Yeah.
It was a fun show.
I had one time where I missed my cue. I'm sure nobody else has ever missed a cue before.
Right.
Oh
Yeah, I was backstage, like, chit-chatting, which you should never do backstage, but I was chit-chatting. And it was, I played a very small character, but it was the 9 to 5. So I played the drunk, and she comes in the last, like, 5 minutes of the play, and she provides information which causes the end of the play. But it's like, if she doesn't come on stage for this one, like, 2-second line, the play stops and nothing happens, and I just chit-chatting away, and maybe it was like 10 seconds.
that's so
but, you know,
good.
it felt like
For like
Right.
8 years and
Uh-huh.
then some.
I'm sure it was for people on stage too.
Oh yeah, the audience. I'm sure like it wasn't a big deal, but
Right.
yeah, I had nightmares for
okay.
like years following that experience. I have never missed a cue since.
That has never happened again.
Yes. Good times.
Good.
What about you guys?
Okay, mine. I think the worst is probably in the Glass Menagerie earlier this year. So we had worked out. There's a scene where I'm supposed to initially break part of the Glass Menagerie as I'm like storming out the door. So I was supposed to like, grab my coat off of the wall, and I'd swing it into the table, and it would knock some stuff over, and there'd be it'd shatter some porcelain and stuff that we had there. And we had done that a couple times, and it was fine. We get to what was it, opening night or something? We get to the show, and somebody had put their purse over where my coat was on the coat rack, so I felt the need to like pull extra hard instead of just like, I don't know, I just pulled extra hard on the coat, but I also didn't turn towards the audience and like slam the coat into the wall. I went the complete opposite direction, and I just caught all the porcelain in my jacket and flung it out into the audience. And so it like part of it hit the stage, shattered across the stage. I like flung a porcelain owl into the audience and hit a lady that was in the front row.
No,
I think I was there for
You were at that show.
I witnessed it, yeah.
Oh no.
And I just go backstage, and I look at the stage, and I'm like, it's on the floor. And they're like, yeah, we're like, no, it's on the floor. It's in the audience. And they're like, oh, okay. And at intermission, a lady comes up and is like, I think this belongs to you.
She have a giant welt on her face.
No, they took it in good stride, but I think that's probably the most. I died inside.
She like held the owl for the rest of the
Like, the- for the
hour.
rest-
Just like
like-
holding it on the
My
lap.
neck.
It was kind of nice,
Yeah.
actually. Just waiting.
But it was just supposed to knock stuff over, and it just shattered all over the floor. It's like, well, okay, it's just going to be there for the next scene now.
Just add that in the script. The next scene, watch for glass. Just everyone, just watch it.
Oh my gosh! Anytime with that, what was that lesson we learned in college? Always pick up the yarmulke.
Oh,
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be the one who leaves it on stage for the audience to stare at the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Always pick up the yarmulke.
I remember that rule.
Pick up the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Seth, Rebekah, you guys have stories?
For whatever reason, I know I've had flubs on stage. I must have blocked them. Because I can't think of any, but I was like, next to a flub, which is a very interesting story. This was my fresh sophomore year at USF, and we were doing a show, which I think a senior was directing for directing class, and I can't even think of what the show was called. But I was playing a stage manager in the show, and it's like, I think the actual play was Hamlet, like that they were doing, but it basically is like trying to keep these crazy actors in line, like a lot of what the show is. And the girl playing Ophelia was a freshman, and she was doing some scene, and she had a glass, and she somehow dropped her through it, broke the glass, went to reach for it, and like sliced her hand up. And so I ended up out on stage, like bandaging her hand up. I mean, it was a mess. But it's like, it fit with like crazy Ophelia and like me trying to take care of her. It's like somehow like we stayed in character of like, hey, I'm like wrapping up. I like grabbed a costume piece and like wrapping her hand up and like walking her back off stage.
Oh, it's
It was
glorious.
yes, it was rough. I got through it, but I was like, she's
my
bleeding on
gosh.
stage. Ophelia's bleeding. What should I do? Yeah,
Oh my
so we
gosh.
survived.
Yeah.
Be careful with glass
Yeah.
on stage. Ryan and I are experienced breaking props on stage, but not good.
Nothing really comes to mind.
Come
You know,
on.
flub and improv.
No,
Come on.
No, not. No, but I mean, like for high school, musicals and things like that. Okay, my senior year, we did The Wizard of Oz, and I got to beat the lion. I mean, it was always a huge dream. And there was some scene we had like a stuffed dog for Toto. Like we're not gonna mess around with live animals or anything like that. And the thing is, the dog, I was somehow holding it, and it had to be on the other side. Like, oh, he's right over there. And so I just like set it down really slow, and then I just gave it like a quick like side kick, and then it was like, hey, it's not my problem anymore. In front of the whole school,
That's so good.
every grandparent and whatnot. Yeah,
Just
it was
kick
just like
Coda.
a brief little poof.
He's a dog kicker. He's a dog kicker,
It was
everyone.
a very humane kick to a stuffed dog, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's basically.
Side note, I did play a character once where I had to have a live animal with me at all times. My character belongs
Oh,
to
God.
Two Gentlemen of Verona.
The cutest
Oh.
dog.
Yes.
Or my friend Jackie had the most adorable Chihuahua.
Yes.
And that dog had comic timing. Like, we were like looking at the dog, like trying to get it to say something. And the dog turns to the audience and has his face like, "You seeing this shit?" I'm like, this dog has timing. And it's one of those things, like, no matter how the dog reacted, I had to play along with what the dog... Like, there was one scene, the dog did not want to be on stage. It kept hiding beneath the kind of the stage. And so I'm basically just making it like, this dog hates me. like...
That was
So,
fun.
It was a fun show. That's, like, it's live animal, but it was also, like, destined to be an actor. Like...
Yes.
Born for the stage.
Yeah.
I'm kicking myself because I think I have a better story about like knocking over like a giant set, but I don't remember the details of it. But the one I do remember because of the pain was, and since we're getting into like broken props, and you mentioned Ophelia, so the year was 2000. And a young Robert Mehling had just seen Gladiator in the theater and was blown away, his mind completely, by seeing the action in that movie. So, production of Romeo and Juliet comes along. Oh no, we can't just have like a regular sword fight between Tybalt and Romeo. No, hell no. I'm Tybalt, by the way. So... I'm like, no, we are actioning this motherfucker up. So I came up with this elaborate system with a breakaway balcony that I was going to get stabbed and then fall backwards off of the balcony. And it worked. It worked great. I really fell hard. And, like, I don't know if we, like, missed the meeting about how there was supposed to be a pad down there or anything, or... Just, it was realism, because, I mean, I was still falling on stage, like, playing dead, but I fell and then didn't move, and Mrs. Jensen afterwards was just like, wow, that was really convincing. Are you okay? And I'm just like, yes. Most spectacular Tybalt death ever.
There is one horrible thing I read in the news a couple years ago. There was a Sweeney Todd performance of in a high school. High schoolers in a razor do not.
They had
mix.
the prop razor had not been sufficiently dulled.
No.
And like it turned out like completely accidental, but like one of the kids got hit with like a brandishing weapon.
Dude,
Just kidding.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember that not being a good situation.
Yes.
Teenagers with straight razors, what could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. It was supposed to be covered. It was supposed to be dulled.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just went a total disaster.
That's why you play with a Fisher-Price knife, plastic.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Even if
Kind of like pushes in.
Yeah, like those.
it's like, oh, the worst is he gets bumped by a plastic knife.
No, but to be on stage and no, he's actually stabbed or you know what have you. Like,
Yeah.
ooh.
That theater teacher, that drama teacher, it doesn't have a job, right?
They probably don't want to go back.
Oh, that's not good.
No. Well, next question.
Yes. Went all over.
Yeah. Who do you feel is the Renaissance artist who best defines Renaissance currently?
Pass.
Ooh.
Pass. I'll talk about
Pass.
this.
Yep.
Yeah. His name is Zach Dresch. He he drums. He tells jokes. He acts.
He hosts shows.
He hosts shows.
And humble. So humble.
So I bet he is. Yeah.
I like it. I'm with it. I'm with you.
He plays multiple characters with froze on Halloween. What more defines a Renaissance person?
Go flub.
Stop. Moving on.
I really wish I'd failed this topic.
Yeah. Donald Glover.
Yep.
I was going to say.
100%.
Yeah,
Donald Glover.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Definitely. That's a
Definitely.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Succeeds
Yeah.
at both tenfold. Like, holy cow.
Recently, Janelle Monáe.
Yes.
She acted?
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
she's acted. She was
Hidden
she was in-
Figures.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was like her first movie, right? Or
Yeah,
maybe? She was phenomenal in it, though.
Yeah, but like seeing her music and seeing like the acting that goes with Dirty Computer, it's
Oh,
like
sure.
wow, this is fantastic.
I really loved the stuff on Dirty Computer. That
Yeah.
was a great album. Yeah.
Singer, songwriter, rapper, actress, model. Okay.
Yeah.
Kel from Keenan and Kel. A couple songs came out once in like '99. I was like, this is dope. Well done. He was in Mystery Men, released a song about being a superhero. Oh, that's the dumbest superhero.
Yeah.
Mr.
it's her-
Furious, yeah.
Mystery Men was a great movie, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
such a
I
good
saw
movie.
that.
Way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good
So
movie.
meta.
Waffle Man.
So yeah.
Latin crispy. That guy's a history.
And my most evil allies, the drunken frat boys. Yeah! It's like able to inflict alcohol poisoning in record time. Yeah!
The cameos in that are
Crazy.
crazy.
So
Like
good.
Dane Cook shows
Yeah.
up in it.
Tom Waits.
Yeah.
Dog.
Jeez, I'd forgotten that.
Doug Jones is actually in it too.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, the Renaissance people. I guess you could say Will Smith, even though you may not be a fan.
I'm not a fan of his acting, but I mean, like, I appreciate his range in terms of all the activities that he does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say like Neil deGrasse Tyson, in like from an intellectual standpoint. He has a lot to say on a wide variety of
He
subjects.
is this generation's Carl Sagan.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has a lot to say on a wide variety of subjects. And I just watched a video of him eating hot wings and judging rap lyrics based on how
nice.
scientifically accurate they were. So I mean, like he's an interesting person.
I would say Weird Al, in a
Yes.
sense.
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of the same shtick, he does all this different stuff, and he could do any genre. He could act in any genre, even though it's mainly parody.
Yeah.
But like, it's still
And to do the like music hosting shows and
yeah.
and things like the side guys and
Yeah.
it's great that he finally got his star on the
Walk of Fame. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Please don't pickaxe my star.
Unless I do something to deserve it.
Meatloaf was in a lot of movies, I think, in the early '80s.
He was in
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Uh-huh.
That's the
Yep.
only one I know that he was in.
I
Fight Club. Fight Club.
Other.
don't
Yeah.
feel comfortable
Oh, yeah, that's right.
claiming Meatloaf as a.
That's Renaissance.
right.
Yeah.
It's,
That's
But he's literally an opera singer, though. How much more
Right.
Renaissance can you get?
Yeah.
I mean, other than being like a spice merchant, throw that in there, and you get like the full
William
set.
Shakespeare.
yeah.
Have you heard of him?
William Shatner.
There was one really
Billy Shakespeare.
Will I am.
one really good commercial that I saw Meatloaf was in, and it was with this car insurance thing, and like, let me sleep on it. Like, they did the
Oh,
whole
that's funny.
Paradise by the Dashboard Light for like,
Yes.
should we pay for her insurance or all this about their kid?
I miss Meatloaf's Priceline commercials where he's doing beat poetry and then like Priceline, like, yeah, that's a way to sell something. Like,
When I was in college, one of the seniors for their senior project wrote a whole musical with all Meatloaf music called Bad Out of Hell, and it was fantastic. It was a great show. They like fully produced it for a senior project on the main stage.
Nice.
It was very good.
Marilyn Manson has actually been doing a lot of acting, like in Sons of Anarchy. He played a prisoner. I know it's
Yeah.
not out of his
Yeah.
range. Well, like, that's one that's a little different.
If we're going with that definition, then Gaga's probably in there.
Oh, yeah. Star
Yes.
is Born
That's
coming
true.
out.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That does
might
look
actually-
good.
And then
That-
American
that's
Horror,
good.
all the acting on American Horror Story, and then she's really active in art outside of just music. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like did you see the video where somebody vomited milk on her during a performance?
Oh, really?
In Germany?
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah. She hired an artist who drinks like food colored milk.
oh.
Throws it up on stage.
Okay.
I'm like 90% sure it happened.
just listening to a weird history podcast about professional flatulence. The guys that in the 1800s were like famous because they they had a disorder where they could just like fart on command instantly. And what's funny is like some of the first comedy album basically was a recording of one of these guys from like 1888 or on a wax cylinder, and he's like because it's like he's speaking French because the French were super into this, and then just let out a loud wet fart, and it's like, this is the politician, this is your mother-in-law, and then just lets out another fart. It was almost like Monty Python-esque, but it's like in a wax cylinder from like the 1890s. It's like,
how did you happen upon this?
Weird History podcast.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That is weird history.
Justin Timberlake, another one.
Oh.
In a sense. Even though, in my opinion, his music has declined, but that's just me.
But his hair is
But, yeah.
gone way up.
Yeah.
No one will probably care about this, but I'm going to throw out LeBron James. In
Actually-
terms of having an impact on culture, doing things for the community, and being more than what the box people put him in.
Yeah. And he was great in Trainwreck. I thought he was, yeah. And apparently Bill Hader said like he had incredible comic timing and he was like improvising on set and all this stuff, so. Yeah. I think that we covered that one pretty good. Pretty solid. I gotta go home and watch Priceline commercials after this. Or is you up next, or was that? Oh, I think you're up next.
I'll take one.
Okay.
Oh. Spaceballs or Blazing Saddles?
Oh, God.
Pass or
Well,
fail?
pass. We haven't talked about
Pass.
this. I'm just...
I've only seen Spaceballs. So
Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Spaceballs all the
You've
way.
never
Spaceballs.
seen both of
What
these
the
movies?
Funny is, I bought Blazing Saddles for cheap. I still have it on DVD. I just haven't watched it yet. After this,
my
I'll go
God.
home and watch it. Like,
I know.
Can I just skip both those and say History of the World Part 1?
sure.
Right. Yes.
I haven't seen any of these.
Oh, Mel Brooks. You have to watch these movies. They're so good.
Yeah.
To Be or Not to Be, that's actually one of my favorites. When,
I miss
when he
Rick
plays
yeah.
Hitler, it's very
I miss Rick Moranis doing movies.
Yes.
Yes.
But it's
It's
so
very funny.
Yeah, I miss him. He isn't. He released a country album like 10 years ago.
Okay, the real question is, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Mila Kunis
Honey, I
is in
Shrunk
Honey,
the
We
Kids.
Shrunk Ourselves, so.
Why does she just...
Scarlett Johansson?
Why does she just get inserted into sequels that shouldn't be made? Like American Psycho 2, the worst movie I've ever seen.
I've rewatched that on HBO at like 2 a.m. one night at the ACTF.
At the ACTF, yeah.
Oh, and then she like murders William Shatner. And,
Because she was in love with him, but also wanted her project. She wanted to be a TA, and she couldn't be a TA for some reason. So she killed William Shatner, and then like stuffed his body in the car, and then
Spoiler alert.
you're never going to watch
You're
this.
never
Yeah,
gonna see that film.
exactly.
She signed on to the movie thinking it was an original movie, and then halfway through the filming, they changed it to being an American Psycho sequel,
Yeah.
and it's the biggest regret of her career. She's gone on record to say that.
She was like, they just made up this whole thing. She was the spirit. She was like the cousin of Patrick Bateman or something like that. And so that's how they tied it in, and it was just the easiest way to cheat and make a sequel out of American Psycho. Yeah, and Ryan and I watched it at ACTF one night on HBO, and we were just like, this is the worst film, but we can't look away. Like,
Uh-huh.
I
Yep.
have to know how it ends.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would say Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. I do have a, what's it?
Robbie.
Oh, did you see the ecstasy blading?
I know.
They haven't. Let's have a movie night.
Also,
It's not
is
good.
that what about DMX for being definition of a renaissance?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. I would say.
That is funny.
I got nothing.
I guess the ultimate Renaissance artist was Prince. Like
Yeah.
up until
Yeah.
I mean, sorry to backtrack, but like even things we don't know about him, he had like Kevin Smith come to his Paisley Park, right? Yeah, and they shot like a full length movie, and Kevin Smith got paid for it, and he talked to Prince's agent like, hey, am I ever gonna see this? Like, oh, you never will. He does this all the time. He brings in filmmakers and does this thing, and then
Yeah, basically they just went to Paisley Park, played Prince's new album for people, and filmed their reactions to it, and Kevin Smith directed it, and it never saw the light of day because Prince just likes to do that sort of thing.
Like, really out there, but like his music and producing and
Yep.
Yeah.
talents and everything like that.
Kevin talks about it for about 20 minutes on a YouTube clip. He's just like, yeah, Prince just didn't want to release it. He's like, I'm fine with keeping it in my vault.
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah.
I feel like
There's plenty
I
more.
forgot what the original question was.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs
Right.
is Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Which I would probably say Spaceballs. So Blazing
If I-
Saddles is
if I
very
had to
funny.
choose, yeah, I have to.
Because I love Gene Wilder, so that's why it's hard.
Right. Gene Wilder's so good.
So good.
He is missed.
He is.
Yeah, you could be.
Gene Wilder.
You
Yeah,
could be
for-
Gene Wilder.
Yeah. If you dress up, be Frankenstein.
You could.
Yes. Or the.
Frankenstein.
Or how about the silver streak when he puts the shoe
Yeah.
polish on?
Yeah.
Trying to blend in.
Oh,
no,
That
don't go
wouldn't
that route.
fly.
Don't go that
That
route.
wouldn't fly. But I could be Frankenstein and have a boombox and play Putting on the Ritz.
I know what you're getting for a wedding gift.
Oh. Probably those movies.
Oh my gosh.
Good, yeah.
Right.
It's a good gift.
Gift that keeps on giving. Mel Brooks.
Best example of a funny actor doing a serious role really well.
Ooh.
Pass.
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 Jim Carrey, Eternal Sunshine.
Yes.
That Spotless
Or
Mind.
the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of
The
up in there.
Truman Show, too. Yeah.
Apparently the pilot of Jim Carrey's new show is out. Oh, kidding. Is out
Yes.
right now.
Yeah.
I haven't
I need to
watched
see
it
that.
yet.
I need to see
watch
that.
it.
He could be
Yeah.
kind of a Renaissance man. Have you seen his art? He's
Yeah.
a really good
Yeah.
artist,
Yeah.
too.
It's, yeah.
I mean, like,
It's very.
I mean, it's maybe not my, but I love that he's pursuing creating art, too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's got a very strong point to it.
Yes.
But it's
uh-huh.
very
Yeah.
good art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the direction he did with that documentary of the Man on the Moon. Like
Jim versus Andy. Yeah.
put heart and soul into the commitment
Yeah.
for the
Mhm.
Andy Kaufman thing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like when does it end? When does it begin with
Yeah.
Andy and Jim? Like it's just insane.
Yeah. Robin Williams in pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially, what's the Nolan movie he did super early on? Point Break? Or not Point Break. Jesus. No, it's got a name like that.
It was like
Fuck.
Insomniac.
Like,
Yes,
Yeah.
Insomniac.
Was he a
thank you.
surfer?
Oh, right away. Oh.
Change that movie a
But-
little bit? Instead of
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
He falls in the water and he just does his preacher character and gets himself out of it. Mama, you're healed. Oh. Yeah.
But yeah,
Good.
in that one where he does good damn villains, like super creepy villains. Like 1 Hour Photo is
Yeah.
Yeah.
super
Yep.
scary.
Adam Sandler was great in Punch Drunk Love.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really underrated movie. But it didn't get a lot of praise because at the time Adam Sandler was known for just the slapstick comedy and that was it. And so when people saw him doing a different role, they weren't ready for it yet, I
Yeah.
don't think.
No,
I think also, too, like, Rain on Me. He was good.
Yeah.
Like, after 9/11.
Yeah,
That
I
was a
wanted to
good-
say I've never seen that one, but I
Yeah.
heard it was great.
It's good.
You probably could have ended that sentence that Adam Sandler was great.
Yeah, was. Yeah. Yeah. I think of,
He's
like-
also a musician.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess
And-
Adam Sandler is in a sense. Jimmy Fallon too.
yep.
Obama. Renaissance
yeah.
man.
Gallagher.
Oh God.
He tells jokes and smashes watermelons. That's like, what else do you want?
It's
in
like
life?
2 things. that he does.
Renaissance.
And he's got a mustache. 3 things. He's got 3 things going for him.
Those are like all literally Renaissance things.
Yeah.
Throwing
I was
fruit.
gonna say it's just like it sounds like something
Mustache.
someone would actually perform at the Globe
Right.
Theater.
I want
like
to
an
teach.
opening.
Yeah.
I want to
That's
teach a class one day just what the true Renaissance artist is, and just have a poster of Gallagher and say,
Yeah.
"You need to be like this."
This is the guy. Emulate him.
Oh man.
Then have the real professor come in and be like, "Who the hell are you?" And then you're just like, come on, a
Mistakes
fire
were made.
escape. Yeah. Oh.
It's a tricky one.
Steve Carell's had some good moments.
Steve Carell, yeah.
Yep.
Will Ferrell was great in Stranger Than Fiction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
That was a good movie.
He doesn't really
Yes.
do drama much, but when he does, it's
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was really good.
I heard Everything Must Go was good, but I never saw him in that. What else was Eddie Murphy did a lot of serious ones, didn't he? I feel like he did. Or at least he just did action films.
Or
Yeah, I can't think of as
48
like, drama.
hours.
He did.
Yeah, he didn't
Well-
really do straight up drama. It was always
Yeah.
action element. And, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like for a time, it was Tom Hanks was like, like big and everything like
Yeah,
that.
he
And
was
then
a
like
comedic
Philadelphia,
actor.
Tom Hanks did just
Yeah.
mainly
Yeah.
silly comedies
Yeah.
at first, and then
I
he
love
started,
all
like,
his silly comedies.
and then
Yeah,
then he
Bachelor
did
Party.
like the
Yeah.
Philadelphia route, and that's like a huge left turn for
Yep.
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 for seriousness.
I love when he does comedy.
Yeah, when he hosts SNL, there was one
Oh.
time where he slipped on stage and made a whole monologue about how he had slipped out of consciousness, and then his out-of-body experience was walking around the halls, and he sees Abraham Lincoln. He's like, "What happened, Abraham? Am I dead?" And he goes, "No, Tom, you're just an incredible pussy."
Oh, Renaissance. How do we not mention Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Duh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lynn.
Sorry, Len. We know you're watching. Props.
Can you imagine? like Lin-Manuel Miranda just like sits down every Sunday. Is just like, oh, I wonder if the Dresch show's gonna be on.
Hey, is it Sunday or Monday this week?
John Leguizamo in Romeo and Juliet or Empire.
I could see that.
Oh,
That's valid. Brendan Fraser in Gods and Monsters. Apparently, that was a really well acclaimed film that he was serious in. And when you hear Brendan Fraser, you just think, like. And I was at Papa Doc's with like 3 or 4 of the comics. We were just hanging out, and there was a movie on the TV, and it was Brendan Fraser's one serious film he was in. I think it's either Gods and Monsters. I think it's with Ian McKellen. And
Oh, yeah.
and like the scene that we saw, Brendan Fraser was in a towel strangling Ian McKellen. We couldn't hear the dialogue. We were just like hearing 90s music blaring, and then like, why is Brendan strangling Ian McKellen?
What's going on?
Something's happening. Apparently that was good.
So there's that.
But really, Encino Man. That's the bottom line for me. If films get a Pulitzer Prize, that's one of them.
I would have to put Monkey Bone with that. That's a very very underappreciated Brendan Fraser movie.
Chris Kattan should have had Best Supporting Actor for that role.
I completely forgot that Encino Man existed, and this is the second time today it was been referenced in my life.
Yes. It's good. Polly Shore.
Did you ever see when Pauly Shore was interviewed by Joe Rogan? And he was talking about how he misses the 90s because he was successful then.
Right.
I miss being the lead in movies.
And like every morning, he would get like a burrito from a guy, and like no questions asked, you wouldn't have to pay for it, or.
But now I have to pay for my own burrito. So bad.
Wow. That's good.
And he had like some scripts come to him that he passed on. It was gonna be like Pauly Shore in Paris as like a babysitter, au pair type of thing. So like. Maybe it's a good. We passed on it.
It's good
And he made Biodome
he
instead.
ended strong with Biodome. Any other funny actors doing serious roles well that we can think of? I think that's it for me.
I didn't think of a single woman.
I've been struggling to think of
Yeah, I know.
as I feel.
Okay.
I feel like Diane Keaton, like she kind of straddled the line like between comedy and drama a lot of the time.
She didn't really start in comedy, though.
No,
She was pretty young in Godfather.
no,
I mean, not young, but like that was pretty early in her career.
no.
I guess women just aren't funny. Just kidding.
That's a can of worms.
I'm hilarious. So what we're talking about.
I'm gonna hide.
Or if anything, I feel like they get more shoehorned into a certain type. A lot, like Melissa
stuck in
I would
romantic
never.
comedies and-
Melissa McCarthy's never going to do a serious role in her entire career. Like I just don't see that ever happening.
I hope
see it.
Melissa McCarthy is watching and saying, "Challenge accepted." Like,
Do it, Melissa.
Hold up.
I hope so.
Hold up.
Kristen Wiig and the Skeleton Twins.
See, Kristen Wiig is somebody I could see pulling that off really well.
She
Right?
did.
Kate McKinnon too. I mean, she's
Funny
got Critical
actress
Red.
doing
I
a
mean,
serious role.
Okay.
That was
Yeah.
really well done.
What about the lead actress that she's done a whole bunch of comedies, and then she did The Arrival? Is that?
Oh,
Amy Adams?
Amy Adams?
Yeah, Amy Adams.
Oh, I guess Amy
She's
Adams is a good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
because
say
she
yeah.
started in comedy.
Oh, she
Yeah.
started off doing primarily comedies. Yeah.
And she just has she just had a new series.
on HBO, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sharp Objects.
Sharp
Yeah.
Sharp Objects.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is supposed to be like super dark.
But she's really good, and that's a super serious role in Arrival. So yeah, give her that one.
That's a good one. Good job.
Good job.
Gold star.
Here's the applause now.
There it is.
I feel like Jennifer Aniston also has started off doing comedies.
Sorry, I give myself the extra.
Howard Dean push.
I thought that was for Jennifer Aniston.
That's just
I think Jennifer Aniston. Yeah.
Courtney Cox actually, when she was on Friends, that was like comedy, whatever, and then she did that really serious dark show on FX called
Yep.
Dirt.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a good
Mm-hmm.
change of pace. Never really seen Lisa Kudrow branch out though. It's always been kind of the wow, oh. I guess that's Jennifer.
Yeah.
Aniston.
Yeah, that's
Wow. Oh. Wow. What? Wow.
Oh.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Bryan Cranston.
Oh,
Going,
yes.
Going
Yeah,
from Malcolm
of
in the
course.
Middle to
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
major
man.
jump.
That's a
That is-
transition.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
a
that
transition.
was-
And he's great in both of them.
Mhm.
Yeah. Did he start off as like a soap star like in the '80s or something? Because like
I hope so.
they
I
have
would watch
they have
those.
footage of like him. He must have done modeling or something.
He did
of-
commercials.
Yeah.
I remember he did a bunch of commercials.
Okay, yeah, like in the mid '80s, and then like his biggest thing was the Malcolm in the Middle dad, and yeah,
yeah.
just kind of took it from there.
I remember seeing ads for Breaking Bad. Like, why is the guy from Malcolm in the Middle in his underwear? Why is this?
What's going
desert.
on?
Confused. Rick Springfield. Jesse's Girl's hilarious to me, and then he goes to General Hospital. I don't know. That's just. That's more music, though.
What, Lenny Kravitz in the Hunger Games
Oh.
and in Precious.
I guess that he was in Precious.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't see that. I'll be damned.
Yeah.
John Cusack did a lot of serious movies, and then
Yeah.
kind of did branch out and did serious stuff. Although some of his '80s movies are some of my personal favorites.
I love John Cusack.
Better Off Dead.
Better Off Dead.
Better Off Dead
Yeah.
is hands down.
Say Anything,
Yes.
The Sure Thing. All those are solid.
Grosse Point Blank is my favorite
Yeah, oh yeah.
movie of his.
High
I think.
Fidelity for me.
Yes, that's so good.
Another Hunger Games person, but I can't remember his name. But the guy with the cool hair, you know?
Yes.
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 He was
I can't
in
remember.
that one movie where they cooked things.
Give me a second, because this is so bad that I can't
Julie
say
and
his name.
Julia. He's the husband in Julie and Julia. Is it Steve
No,
Tucci?
no. Stanley Tucci.
Stanley
Stanley
Tucci.
Oh yeah.
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 Guy with the cool hair.
There was a whole SNL thing
Yeah.
on his.
I like
Oh, yeah.
Stanley
Like
Tucci.
nobody can remember who he is.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he start in comedy?
He did a bunch early, or no, I think he never did. He did branched out and did comedy, but it was more of a. He was primarily serious. But when he did, I guess that was the opposite end of the
Yeah.
spectrum. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in
Bill-
Twister.
Oh,
That was one of his
Yeah,
first movies.
kind
Yeah.
of comedy.
He's kind of funny,
Kind of
in it.
Yeah. Oh,
Comic relief.
recently,
Yeah, he is.
Bill Hader recently doing
Oh, gosh,
Barry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it's
Oh.
technically it straddles the line of comedy.
Yeah, like a dark comedy.
But his dramatic scenes, like, man, blew me away. Like, yeah. A hitman that wants to be an actor. That's just, like, the best story. Like,
It's good.
I think we ended
Yeah,
up-
Yeah, we.
Okay.
These are solid.
We have yet to fail any topic. Can I just say
Yeah.
that?
We'll find one.
Don't
We're
worry.
very open. We're ready to talk about anything.
Top 10 favorite cliches in sitcoms. What is this, a BuzzFeed article?
Yeah.
Fail that one.
Fail.
See, we failed
Yeah.
one.
Okay, fail.
There you go.
Fail.
You happy now?
Oh, yeah.
You jinxed
So-
it. Now all of them are going to be fails.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, no, this one's got fail territory. Is beige really worthy of all the flack it takes in the color wheel? I don't know who
I
asked
feel like
this.
this is something really important we need to talk about now.
Yeah.
Fail.
Fail.
Yeah.
Someone asked that just because, like,
Somebody really hates beige.
one of my friends commented once on our question, like, sent us a question, he put circumcision, and he walked up to me all the time and goes, how come that hasn't been talked about?
Circumcision.
There we talked about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had a theme song, what would it be and why?
Ooh. Wow.
There she goes.
So pass.
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 Yeah, pass.
Pass.
There she goes.
Why?
Wow.
Because
Aw.
there he. But I don't know if we should change the lyrics. Just leave it. Leave it.
Theme song.
I'm kidding. I'm trying to think of another one.
Gosh. What would be my theme song?
Cardi B's Bodak Yellow, obviously. That's my theme song.
Wow. This isn't a theme song, but just a couple days ago I decided if I was a baseball player what my walk-up song would be.
Oh yeah.
And it would be Led Zeppelin's Immigrant Song.
Yes.
You know? And then
Yeah.
it's like Hammer of the Gods while you're about to go to bat. It's like the
Exactly.
first line.
Yeah.
So it's not really a theme song because I'm not a baseball
The
player.
song I
but
already-
I decided that the other day.
The song I already sing way too much of as a snippet is just "Welcome to my life."
Oh God.
Yeah, it's so applicable. Anything happens, it's there. It's there for you.
Could make a skit where the Simple Plan guys just pop up every time you have a bad life scenario. It's like, welcome.
I like this.
They did it for free.
Yeah, what are they up to? They still.
They're still a
They're probably-
thing. They just played the last Warped Tour. Weren't well received, but like,
Okay.
well, it's one of those bands that's trying so desperately to recapture the magic of the early thousands. Like they so
Yeah.
desperately want it back, but they won't get it back because it just does not work anymore. It's just a joke now. So it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
and yeah, they did a couple songs that were more serious. They did a song with Natasha Bedingfield, and I was like, that's a decent song. It was well received, and then they said, let's just make stupid songs like we did. Like, not stupid, but
Yeah.
cheesy. Yeah. Theme song.
I think maybe because I am pretty cheery.
Mhm.
I'm always pretty smiling. People comment on that. I know what. But I think Leslie Gore's sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows.
Yeah.
Everything is wonderful. That could be my theme song because, yeah,
Oh.
it's my personality.
That makes me so happy.
Walking on Sunshine, Katrina and the Waves. That's
That was like in every movie trailer.
Uh-huh.
still is probably for every
Oh,
romantic
yeah.
comedy. Just he thought he was fine alone, but then he ran into the one.
Walking on sunshine.
Oh, in High Fidelity, when Jack Black walks in the record store, goes like they're playing sad music. Goes, what the fuck is this shit? And then puts on Walking on Sunshine,
Yeah.
starts dancing around, like trying to liven up this sad bastard party. Like,
Another Renaissance man.
right, Jack
Yes.
Black.
Uh-huh.
I watched School of Rock today for the 14th time, and I could not be happier.
14.
I was on a road trip last week, and Wonder Boy ended up on the playlist from Tenacious D, and I'm just like, my favorite part of that song is when Jack goes, "Ricka-goo-goo, ricka-goo-goo," and it's just like, that's his transition into the verse chorus. Like,
Good. It's good.
Oh man, I love the Tenacious D song where they like do like they play music with the devil. What's that?
Tribute.
oh, tribute.
Tribute. Oh,
Yeah.
that one.
This is not the greatest, best song in the world. This is just a tribute.
I thought that was the funniest song my entire childhood. I listened to it on repeat. I'm pretty sure.
That album was like my anthem in
Good.
college.
Oh,
Good.
yeah. And even the skits were still pretty funny. They're like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, we need to drive. And they're like taking the order to the drive-through.
Oh yeah.
Half Coke, half
I
Diet
just
Coke.
want 4 chicken nuggets, not 6. What do you want me to do with the other 2? Put them up your ass.
then like Jack orders all the food and like, okay, Cage, what do you want? Jesus Christ, hurry up!
This is the early version of the podcast.
Oh,
Good.
there's this comic that I knew. He was telling me a story about how he really wanted the Tenacious D CD when he was in high school, like back in 2001, or maybe he was in junior high, and his parents would not let him get it. I think one of his family members bought it for him, not thinking anything of it. And so they saw it in his room and they thought it was like devil music or something like that.
Well,
so,
yeah, the album art on that is like
the devil.
super.
Yeah. So they took it away from him. And so I think his mom was a principal or a teacher, and she like wanted to hear the CD just to listen to it out of curiosity, and
God.
it wouldn't load for some reason. But there was like another important faculty member in the office, and somehow the first track, Kielbasa, cues up in the most inappropriate time when they're in there, and the whole song is about like my kielbasa sausage has got to perform, and all this.
I was gonna say, I was like, did it jump to like fuck her gently or something
No,
like
I
that?
don't know, just
Okay.
kielbasa, and then I think I
Okay.
realized I'm probably butchering the story, but I think I remember him telling me that story. I'm like, man, that's bad timing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Be a good sitcom.
yeah.
Typical thing.
Theme song, actually, Mr. Blue Sky would be a fun theme song. Just upbeat, even though it's ripping off Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's just so upbeat.
It's good.
Yeah. Or wait, no, it's got to be a Tom Petty song. It's got to be a Tom Petty song.
Okay.
American Girl. Maybe.
The Last DJ.
That's a sad one.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no.
But like, I feel like you were like the last true DJ of KCFS.
Last DJ. It's gotta be more. This is tough. There's so many great Tom Petty songs. I'm just like,
And I'm trying to think through too.
Won't Back Down.
I was just thinking that
Yeah.
maybe.
But that one is kind of overused as far as like, and Free Falling's overused. The Waiting. That's a ballad though, but it's a solid one. Damn it, I can't. Oh, You Wreck Me. That's a nice upbeat Tom Petty song. I'll go with that. one.
Okay.
You wreck me, baby. You make me too. Yes, you do.
It's good.
Tonight we sail.
Keep going.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
That's it. Yay.
But you don't know how it feels to be fun too. But I'm just listing off Tom Petty songs.
Yeah, you are. Next up.
Next one. All right. Underrated celebrity crushes.
Underrated?
I don't know what even that means.
Yeah.
So like
under-
people who you could crush on,
Famous
but
people that don't get credited enough for being
Right.
having crushes on. I think that's what that means.
Or like, I say fail.
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 Yeah,
That one's
fail.
worded weird.
okay.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're wanting.
Grammar is bad.
That's
Yeah, wording is.
that's such a
They know
misunderstanding right there. Like in the
Favorite movies that don't get enough credit.
I'll talk about pass.
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 Better Off Dead.
Yes.
I would say that. That's a good choice.
Joe versus the Volcano.
Oh,
Talking about early Tom Hanks movies.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's the first time Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan are together. And it's hysterical. And it has some, like, little moments of serious depth. There's this moment when Tom Hanks is out, stranded on, floating in the middle of the ocean. You think he's gonna die. And he sees the moon come up. And he just, like, stops. And he's like, I'm so small. Thank you, God, for my life. It's like this, like, moment of, I could die out here, but wow, what a thing to experience. So they're like little pockets of like depth, and yet it's the stinking hysterical movie. And I
Oh.
love Tom Hanks doing
Yeah.
comedy. So
I love that movie, and I was the center of part of that. I don't know if you read about it at all. The Twitter battle with the city of Erie,
Yes.
when Tom Hanks tweeted about coming to Sioux Falls,
Yes.
and Erie is also in that book, and they were just like, "Well, Tom Hanks should come here." And so, of course, the Sioux Empire podcast Twitter account stepped up and defended Sioux Falls' honor, and my most retweeted burn or insult back at Erie, and the whole thing was. You losers have never. I bet you losers have never even seen Joe versus the Volcano, and I had the little volcano emoji, and I got like retweeted and liked like the most out of all of them. It was, it was
Nice.
awesome.
yep, it's good.
That's awesome.
The losers. It had the Chris who plays Captain America.
Chris Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans. It was. I
You
can't
have
be
so
track of it.
many Chris's.
Yeah.
You mean the actor that played the Human Torch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What he's
Yeah.
best known for.
It's what
Yeah.
he's best known
And
for.
Yeah.
the skateboarder in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, the losers.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, The Losers
The
is just
surfer
a
kid in
great,
cellular.
great, like A-Team type movie. But yeah, The Losers.
Yeah. Go, let's get a beer. I'm just kidding.
The Thief and the Cobbler. Anyone?
Oh.
It's a brilliant, brilliant off-brand Disney
Oh,
movie.
nice.
Like the original Aladdin before Aladdin, and it is so funny.
Yeah.
The thief, so the thief never speaks, but somebody's narrating his thoughts, and he's like the comedic, like not really in the story, but like just trying to go about his way,
Sure,
and then
yeah.
he somehow affects the entire world, but nobody knows who he is, but it narrates his thoughts the whole time.
That is great.
And it's a
That's awesome.
cartoon, but it's the most brilliant.
Yeah,
It's so funny.
that's awesome.
It's so
Yeah.
funny.
Damn, 1993.
It's so good.
The Watch with Jonah Hill, Ben Stiller, and Vince Vaughn, and Richard Ayoade from the IT crowd. Basically, Ben Stiller, there's this alien life force that is attacking Costco that he works at, and he's on this mission. No one's taking him seriously, and he's trying to find whoever killed. I can't remember the guy's name. He's like the security guard, like named Manuel or something, and they're like, "We must find the guy who killed Manuel or something," and no one takes him seriously except for Vince Vaughn and Jonah Hill, who tried to be in the army, but it didn't work out, and so he's like always carrying a switchblade, just like.
Oh man.
It's such a funny movie.
I love
it. And yeah, there's
What was that magician one? The Burt Wonderstone? That one is very underrated.
Yeah.
And it has Jim Carrey in it.
Yeah,
too.
that one's a little over the top. I like it,
Yeah.
but it's a little weird. I feel like if they had pushed it a little further, it would have done better.
Mhm.
But it felt too safe. I think that was probably why it didn't do well. I mean, a lot of people forget that movie, and that was
Yeah.
actually a solid movie. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you heard of Frozen?
Oh, Jesus. No.
What?
It's really good. It's about these two sisters and about the importance of sister love.
Oh, right.
So nice.
Good. Okay.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2. That one's really underrated. Sequels don't get enough.
Adaptation, which has
And Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage and Meryl Streep.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
and the story is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Uh-huh.
And also Nick Cage plays both of the Kaufman brothers, so you get double the Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nicolas Cage having a conversation with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, being John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
That's that one too.
And Chris Cooper in adaptation. Yeah, he plays a phenomenal. I wanted like 5 spin-off movies because of that character.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what else there would be.
I really do think Frozen is excellent, but it's obviously not underrated. It was a joke. I'm hilarious, remember?
You are.
This one sounds random, but Drill Bit Taylor with Owen Wilson.
Yes. Okay.
I thought that
actually
was.
pretty good.
I liked that movie a lot.
Mhm.
Basically, I can't remember what his. He plays this guy that just lives on the beach and was he in the army? I can't remember. And then he helps these kids battle these bullies.
He was a deserter.
Yeah, deserter.
Because when they finally at the end, spoilers, he has to go to jail for 3 months or something like that to make up for it. Or
Yeah. And Josh from Drake and Josh is in it. Plays a bully. It's great.
Oh my gosh.
I humbly submit nothing but trouble.
Nothing but trouble.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
That's John Candy, Chevy Chase.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Yes, Dan Aykroyd.
And
And
Tupac Shakur.
Yeah,
Shows up in it.
and Demi Moore.
Yeah.
And everybody in it
Bobby
plays
would love that
6
movie.
roles.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Renaissance people, Tupac Shakur.
Right.
Yes.
Tupac.
Just like actual Renaissance
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
He's
When
dead.
he was in the Digital Underground.
Yes.
Yeah, Digital Underground actually shows up. But who's that MC guy with the big nose? The Digital.
I know
Yeah,
who you're
they
talking
all
about.
show up. Yeah. MC Humpty.
Yeah.
Humpty Dance. Yeah.
Humpty.
I think they show up.
Yes.
in
Nice.
When you said nothing but trouble, I thought in my head the movie I Love Trouble, which is Julia Roberts and Nick Nolte, and I was like, Interesting.
Interesting pick.
Romantic comedy about reporters. Okay.
Touch me in the feels.
Yes. What? You know?
Oh, Election with Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
Oh, Reese Witherspoon.
And Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, that is a good movie.
What is Matthew Broderick doing these days?
Not.
Probably
Is he
just
just-
on Broadway.
Yeah.
He's
He was
always-
in Tower Heist with Eddie Murphy.
Ooh.
And that was.
Yeah.
It was a
Rated,
film.
rated about right. No.
Yeah, it's a film.
He was in that commercial a couple of years ago for Super Bowl.
Ferris, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like Ferris Bueller's grown up, basically, and he has a car and wants to take the day off.
No.
Yeah.
I think all the American Pie sequels are underrated. American Pie Band Camp,
That's funny.
American Pie Naked Mile, American Pie Book of Love, American Pie Beta House.
We're done.
Okay.
Moving on.
Why do
Actress that you wish would make a comeback.
Oh, Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, Matthew.
We kind of covered all of them. Matthew Broderick, Rick Moranis, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. Brendan Fraser should make a comeback and make Georgia the
Val
Devil,
Kilmer.
too.
Val Kilmer.
Didn't he have a lot of health problems? He can barely talk now, too.
But I think he's going to be in the new Top Gun movie.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Iceman. Rides again. I'm sorry, I love Val Kilmer.
Steve Gutenberg would be a great.
I just watched 3 Men and a Baby last night!
I would love
Yes.
to see. Okay, it's
I'm
been
sorry,
so
I
long.
love that
and you need to come back and do
Yeah.
something like.
I want Bobcat Goldthwait to go back to his character he used to do, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Police Academy.
Yeah.
Yes. Hell yes.
I've done this. I heard this kid once that just sounded like Bobcat Goldthwait when that high video was like. At the time, I was in the dairy department. I was stocking milk stuff, and I heard this toddler say to his mom, "Mama wants some chocolate milk." I was like, "Is that Bobcat? What the fuck is that?" Like,
What's going on?
it was just a 3-year-old kid that looked like a. I don't know. Not like Bobcat.
Yeah.
I wish that would have been awesome. Like just Arrow, like. I would have been like, right on, dude. You get that chocolate milk.
That was quick.
I love him in Scrooged, where because that voice and then being like on a shooting spree like crazy, like I'm gonna get you. You know, just like the best.
Oh,
That's a great movie.
the guy
Yeah, it is.
in Scrooge who was in New York Dolls. I can't remember his name.
Oh.
Buster Poindexter. He should do more movies again.
I always wanted him and Joe Piscopo to be like brothers or like cops on a case because you can't tell which one's
Yeah.
which.
Right.
Yeah, like, because their voices sound so
Exactly.
Wait, who did you say?
Joe Piscopo.
Joe Piscopo.
Joe Piscopo and the guy from the New York
Buster
Dolls.
Poindexter. He had the song
Okay.
"Me Soul on Fire, Feeling Hot, Hot, Hot." That was his song.
And they both look very similar
Yeah.
too.
I think Joe Piscopo should really make a comeback.
I thought that was just like the plural form of like Joe Pesci is.
No, Joe Pesci. He hasn't done much.
think
I miss Joe Pesci. He should literally become a stand-up comic and be like, "Do I do jokes for you?
Yeah.
Am I a clown? Am I doing jokes for you?" And then he just yells at audience members and says goodnight, and then pay me $50 after the show.
$50.
He's worth 50.
For sure.
At least 50. Yeah. I think we covered enough actors and
Yeah.
actresses for
Yeah.
that.
One more, and then we should go into shameless plugs.
Right. Yeah. Favorite snack that you feel needs to make a comeback in popularity?
Oh my God. Pass.
Pass?
Okay.
Fail? Pass. Fail? Sure.
I don't know about the history of snacks.
I don't know.
Fail it?
Well,
I
I
don't
don't really have a lot to say
I don't
about
have
it.
Fail.
I don't
Yeah,
know what to
Okay,
say.
then fail.
If we don't have a lot to say
I
about
feel
it.
Because I
very
think I've
much
already
like-
talked. I think on this podcast I've already ranted about PB Max.
Right,
So-
where we're talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a retread.
Yep. Just in conclusion, Rob really wants the PB Max back. Thank you.
is a butter sandwich an actual sandwich, or is it just 2 pieces of butter and bread stuck together?
Fail.
Fail.
Pass. Okay.
Pass?
Yeah, because have you seen the sandwich grid?
He submitted the question, didn't he?
No, I did not. But have you seen the sandwich grid about like what it's basically like chaotic. Are you lawful good, chaotic neutral, on down of like what a sandwich is?
There's a
There's a grid.
There's
like,
A grid.
there's
Yeah.
a grid for sandwiches.
for sandwiches.
with
Like,
the
are you
D
structure?
alignments.
Are you structure neutral? Like, structure and ingredient neutral is the middle. So you can be like, structure chaotic, ingredient chaotic. So like,
I think we've covered this topic now.
Okay,
You
yep.
could draw one
Fail.
more.
Fail.
Fail.
Let's get a better ender. Like,
Yeah.
you have something to say?
No,
Seth?
I was thinking back. Like, also a person who needs to make a comeback. Tom Green.
Okay, this one. This one's going to fail. I just want to read it.
Okay.
Whatever happened to Gina Davis? She used to be in movies, but she's not in movies anymore. Rhett and Stewie Griffin voice. Whatever happened to Gina Davis? She used to be in movies, but she's not in movies anymore.
someone's just very concerned.
I wrote
Yeah.
that one.
I like Gina Davis.
I like Gina Davis too. Beetlejuice.
What's up with ranch being a Midwestern thing? Ranch is literally used for anything at a bar or restaurant.
Every episode, we have this thing where it's like
Fail.
Fail.
constant streak of solid questions, and then towards the end, it's just like all the weird ones. Favorite energy drink? What the
Yeah, fail it.
Fail.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to build you that app. So you just have the algorithms pick the
I like
questions.
that. Yeah,
How do you feel about censorship in performance art?
I'll talk about
Ooh,
it. That sounds better.
Censorship in performance art.
Sure. Pass.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. That's,
Depends on where it's used, I guess. I guess the main thing is know your audience.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm again it.
yeah, it's just like if you're doing comedy clubs, it's kind of already expected you're going to go a little blue, a tiny bit.
Yeah.
For me, I've just naturally never been a hugely blue humor-wise
Right.
on stage. Like, if I do a joke like that, it's kind of like a, see what I can do. Whoa, you did that? That's weird. And then go back to retreating and doing a clean set again. So it's kind of like, it has its place. Like,
Yeah.
like TV, it makes sense to clean it up.
It also
Like-
depends on the intention, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're censoring something because it's making the story clearer, it's making the message clearer,
Yeah.
then absolutely.
Yeah.
But
So-
if censoring it is taking away from the story or taking away from the message, then it's not necessary.
Yeah. Technically, censorship it can be anything, not just like people saying, no, you can't do this. That can be like trimming the fat or cutting the edges and like writing a script. Like, is that
Right.
too much? Is this too forward, or is that too? You can always cut that out and do that kind of thing. As far as like language and subject matter, it's kind of like it makes sense why you'd clean it up. But it's weird now. Like cable TV, it fully embraces cuss words now, except maybe the F word and a couple and the ones higher up than that, obviously. But like now they embrace, like TBS has Conan, and they tell Conan like, you should say shit here, you should say that, even though if you may not want to, but it's edgy for TBS. Like
Right.
they advertise it as such. So I don't know. If the stuff is clever, even if it's dirty, I'm all for it. But if it's just kind of like you're just doing it just to be shocking, it's like,
Right. And that again
It's-
goes to the intention.
I was gonna say, and it
Yeah.
goes back to like the question about being an artist.
Yeah.
If you're being honest and if it's for a purpose, if it's for purposeful in what you're creating.
right.
Yeah, like you're just trying to be shocking. It's like, well, okay, again, like you've lost me. But if it's believable and part of what the story you're telling, then
Like Donald Glover.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That shouldn't be censored.
No. Yeah.
Which I think, like, what Sacha Baron Cohen's also trying to do right now is
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like, I think it is an interesting, probably experiment in that, in how far can you push that boundary.
Got that senator fired from that clip, and I'm just like, yeah. Like,
I'm still
Is that
just like,
something-
how does he get them to do that shit? I
like
mean,
you have to know at least that guy. It seems like if you especially watch any comedy or anything at all, you should know who Sacha Baron Cohen is.
yeah, it's just like the people are just like not that aware or what.
The eyes are pretty telling if it's Sacha Baron Cohen. Like, I don't know. But he must have like really seeked out the people that have never been aware of his films, and then he like
I mean, he's not like a super duper celebrity.
No.
You know?
yeah.
he's well known in the entertainment community, but he's
Right.
not like household name.
Right.
I guess, yeah.
His like fixers, producers, and like handlers and stuff must be really solid.
Yeah.
Like, get the
Right.
connection and be like, oh yeah, this is totally legit. We play it straight face and just get in there.
Yeah. He must have a solid, backup group and team.
Yeah, so like not break that. Whatever character he's doing is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
How he does it.
Yeah. Totally.
Renaissance man.
That's the name of the episode. Renaissance people.
Renaissance?
Wasn't there a Danny DeVito movie
Yes.
called Renaissance
Renaissance
Man?
Man?
He was
Yes.
like a teacher at a military academy or something.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want a movie called Renaissance Man. It's just someone that does one thing and does it well, and that's it. Like, why is it called Renaissance Man? Why not? Like,
Hey, spice merchant.
He's a spice merchant with a mustache.
with a mustache, and he smashes
Watermelon.
mango, guava, pear. Fruits. So yeah, that was a good ender. I think it was a
Yeah.
solid ender. So at the end of this, we do what we call shameless plugs. We go around the circle and talk about things we want to promote, if we have anything.
Okay.
So, do you guys want to start? Do you have things you'd like to share
Wow.
coming up? Anything exciting shows? Or anything
Sure, yeah.
that you're involved in?
Well, this fall I'm doing Annie Jr.
Oh, cool.
directing and choreographing, which Debbie and I are doing it together through DAPA.
Awesome.
So that's not all the way till December. So auditions are in 2 weeks, but it's a long time till the show happens. And then doing a show at USF for all the freshmen. We'll see what this actually is. I don't know. We're gonna kind of create it around their own stories. It's called This Is Me, and that will be in October. And that's it. That's this fall. So.
Great.
Mhm.
We do theater and stuff.
We do.
Slow walk it.
Well, when we were going to do this last week, we were going to advertise our auditions for our show, but those were Saturday. So, but I believe we're still auditioning.
Yeah. So we are planning on putting up Olana by David Mamet in
With Monstrous Little Theater.
with Monstrous Little Theater Company
Uh-huh.
in October, and we're still looking for some people. It's a 2-person show. So right now we're kind of in the market for a 40s-ish man to play a university professor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you should audition for that. That'll open in October. It'll be really cool, and you can buy season passes for our season. Monstrous Little Theater Company is a company that seeks to do more like contemporary dramatic theater in unique spaces. Theater and tell stories that we think are important for the Sioux Falls community to hear. So get involved. Check out our website, monstrouslittletheater.com. Theater R-E.
R-E, not
That's
E-R.
right.
R-E.
Spelling is
Yep.
important.
And then I'm also the coordinator at the Dakota Academy of Performing Arts, and we have auditions for community youth coming up September 11th and 12th. If you have a child or if you are a community youth member between the ages of 6 and 18 and want to audition for You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, or Annie Jr., that'll be fun. I'm choreographing Charlie Brown, so it'll be fun. Do some
Yep.
tip-tapping. That's it.
Tap man.
That's a time step where you don't move your feet at all. Yeah, right?
Just use your hands to do the times. Yep,
Yeah.
we got it.
Up top.
Sitting down tap dance.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nothing really comes to mind.
Nothing coming up?
Just enjoy your September, everybody. Where did the summer go?
Jesus,
It's just-
I have no idea.
Uh-huh.
But
It's just like, poof.
yeah,
Yeah,
Time is a cruel mistress.
yeah.
indeed.
When did cruel mistress become the metaphor? Whatever.
Doesn't it always?
Master.
Always. I have some out of town shows coming up I'm pretty excited about. I've got one in Lincoln, Nebraska this Sunday with Andy Swan and Skylar Bulks. I'm pretty excited about that. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to be at Hydra Beer Hall downtown this Friday
Fun.
with 5 or 6 comics. It's going to be fun. The names escape me right now. But Blackbird the Bastard, Skylar Bulks, couple other locals. It'll be fun. And then I'm opening for Timmy Williams of Whitest Kids You Know next Friday in town.
Nice.
With Justin Gray's hosting and Luke Johnson. And then at Icon on September 21st, I'm hosting the Four Winds 3 Music Festival. So I'm just introducing bands and trying to tell humorous quips in between bands,
That's
which
awesome.
usually does not work out. Like, hey, this band is me. It's a good time.
With that resounding endorsement.
It's very exciting. I'm very excited. It was a success last year, and it will be this year too. So
Awesome.
yeah. And then Copper Lounge in Yankton the day after.
Nice.
Busy man.
Yeah.
Just
Zach Dresch, the Renaissance
Constantly,
man.
constantly busy.
Yeah. That did remind me though. I'm hosting something this weekend too.
Oh,
I've never
that-
hosted before. I'll have to think. What would Zach Dresch say? But
really bad puns.
what's a bad pun I can see right now? Yeah. But the Sidewalk Arts Festival.
Oh, fun. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll be in the entertainment area.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Very
it'll be
fun.
Saturday, downtown will be like walking traffic only. It's gonna be super cool.
It's like 8 to 5 is
It's
during the day, I
packed,
think.
yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Cool. Coolio. Ryan, you got anything else besides the...
Just only Anna.
Alright. Robert, you got anything?
Always. You can catch one of my many, many podcasts at thesuempire.com. We are building up our hype for SuperCon, which is September 28th, 29th, and 30th. We will have a booth and be there. We'll be doing a live recording of the Sue Empire podcast and a live recording of Macabre Grimoire, our paranormal investigation podcast. So that should be... it was a wild time last time. The crowd was pretty rowdy last year, and let me put it this way: in our Sue Empire podcast recording session last year, I think the audience and ourselves got wrapped into talking for 30 minutes about cosplay crotch bulges. Yeah.
Oh!
Okay.
we missed it tonight.
See, you know what? It was in the bucket.
You didn't get it.
Get there. Sitting in
Well,
next
that killed the
episode.
momentum there. Anyway,
Episode 12 will be the crotch bulge episode.
there you go.
Like, with that being said, Rebekah, Debbie, Seth, thank you guys for being on the show.
Yes,
Yes,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
And
guys.
Ryan and Robert,
Thank
you guys are my compadres.
Thank you
And
very much.
You're amazing. And you've been listening to